Ciao guys, let's make things clear. Generally speaking, the best wood for ship modeling is the wood with straight and close grains and a very fine and uniform texture. One of the most used wood for ship modeling is the Swiss pine or stone pine. The Swiss pine is a member of the white pine group. This softwood has some pink shades, it's not very solid, it's resinous, pliable and fine-grained. It's very easy to work with, and in real ships it's used for carvings and ornaments. One of the biggest drawbacks of this wood is the high presence of knots. Nonetheless, since the Swiss pine is very easy to work, so it's not a big deal. In ship modeling is mainly used for building small-scale ships or boats by copying the shape of the waterlines or a horizontal plan to the wooden boards, glue them together and cutting down the excess. Why for a small-scale ship or boat? Because of the knots of this kind of wood we talked about earlier. Walnut is a beautiful kind of wood. It has a pretty big colors variety. It is considered a hardwood. In ship modeling is commonly used for the hull planking, deck planking, for the details such as the columns, the handrails and the superstructure of antique models. The big pro for this wood is the color variety and small presence of wood veins. If I have to be completely honest, I don't like it that much, especially when used for building small pieces. I hate that powder it makes, and it's not that easy to work with, and it also tends to break. Limewood is another most favorite modeler's wood, and it is also one of my favorite wood to work with. As a matter of fact, I often substituted walnut with limewood in some of my best kit models. It's easy to work, also counter veins. In ship modeling, limewood is used for the superstructure, for hull and deck planking. This wood is subject to wood worms though. Boxwood is one of the best wood for ship modeling, and it is mainly used for carvings, for blocks, for belaying pins, for rudder wheels, columns, figurehead, and in general everything that implies working with a lathe. The plywood. We have three main types of plywood we can use in ship modeling, and they are mainly used for building the bulkheads of the ship and in some cases also the keel. The birchwood plywood is the best of them all. It's super hard and you can find it in very small thicknesses like even 1 mm. Beechwood is a good substitute of birchwood if you cannot find it. Poplar wood is the lightest, but it is also less resistant. I use this wood because it's cheap and you can find it in large thicknesses. In any case, I usually tend to avoid it, also because it's not resistant and it tends to bend with time. Another important thing you should consider when buying plywood is the number of layers. So much the better. In the dockyard style or arsenal model building, it really depends on the school of thought. In the arsenal ship model making, the wood choice is mainly driven by the chromatic look you want to give to the model. For example, the Belgian school of thought would make the whole model using plywood. Plywood is a great wood for model making because it's hard, easy to work, and it almost has no veins. It's been said that plywood is used in Europe much in the same way that black cherry is used in the United States, as popular and high-quality domestic hardwood. You can also opt for the school of thought that uses pear wood, boxwood, rosewood and ebony to play with the model colors. There are exceptions, clearly, especially in the French museum. You can notice models made with walnut, pine, maple, rosewood and even ivory for the white decorations. In any case, all these wood have one thing in common: no veneer or knots, and once sanded they have a very smooth surface with no porosity. There are a ton of available material out there. The variety of hardwood is almost limitless and it can be really fun to experiment. I hope you guys found some useful information in this video. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you and see you in the next video.